your face in my wallet, it's your card. I'm like, okay, well, I'm supposed to react to it. But there's gonna be a bit of recap for you guys. If you missed the winter cold Vikendi match number 3 just now, which ended up nearby Dino Park, and it was just chaotic all over the place. Since the start of the game, we've been looking, everybody been shooting here, right, Cloud?
Yeah, everyone's like, again, if you look at this, right, like nobody is really gatekeeping at the edge of the circle. Everyone just focus on getting into the prime position as close as possible to the middle of the circle. That's why, okay, so it's already like what, a couple of games that we have seen today, and also even from the day number 1, they don't really play the gatekeeping game in Pmgc. So this is the meta currently here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone just goes straight in and find their prime position.
But some of them did actually play the gatekeeping at first, but it's just they've been trolled by the circle that hard shifted towards the side that they didn't expect it to be, which in this case is going to be southern side. And the same goes for the next circle shift even furthermore towards the northern side. It's so unpredictable for the circle these days. This guy's just having a hard time to read it. But Zeus, I have to give credit. They have been stepping up their game. They know they need it. They show that they can do it. But that name from Futbolist, oh man, it just hit right on top. It's literally a Thanksgiving dinner for him.
Yeah, what an explosive nade, that's what I can say there. And that was a really, really good one indeed. And because of that nade, Konina Power, they suffered so much. They had the upper hand at first. They know where their opponents were at, but
your team, be the diehard fan, and just show how much you're supporting your system. So,
yeah, please, guys, if you guys have extra, please give me some as well. I would love to see every single team's cards here as much as one. I want to be a collector here, but I don't know. Can I get them all? Is it possible for me to get them all too? Maybe, right?
I don't know. That you should probably go to epics.gg. There you go. I gave you the clue. Okay.
All right. I'll do it later. Okay. For now we got a job to do. We still got a cast here, but as of now, going to be on the screen here. Let's take a look at the recap of how the maps go down here. Because to start things off, the flight path was a northwest section map, right? Teams had to struggle with the circle here. We were kind of shocked initially with how the zone is pretty much pushing everyone to the southern section here. But eventually, teams kind of still found their way to rotate in here. I think one of the interesting facts that actually happened that particular round was Futbolist was one of the fastest, earliest team to actually rotate in here. Meanwhile, Bigetron was one of the last team to actually drop in this circle, which was pretty interesting here because we expect, hey, being the last team here, you are going to be one of the last to loot, last to rotate, and possibly played extremely slow. And we saw them kind of held out towards the eastern section of Nova, where they had a small run-in against Aerowolf, which took quite some time. But despite all odds, they took advantage of the situation where, hey, they had a very, very small compound to play with. And despite having this small compound on the eastern side of that circle, they were able to kind of like position themselves where they had prime position to finish off every single team from the eastern side. But what was really amazing about the play was that they made sure their vehicles were always intact. Every time they pushed the compound, they smoked. They made use of the wall of smoke to make sure that no one takes away. Seeing how things is happening as well here, considering that, hey, we're talking about the kills, right? Like, Sook is in the running to be called the MVP of the entirety of the tournament as well here, and they are going to be sharing it with all the potential here. Can they snatch it out from under? Because we're down towards the final 5 match. But before we get a little bit of details on what's going to be happening here, this is going to be pretty much the recap map of what happened in Vikendi. We saw moments coming from how 4 AM played, right? This is the circle that kind of decides that, hey, this might be 4 AM's game, because every single team was struggling. They were expecting that the circle would hard shift all the way from the southwest, and every single team kind of struggled from the southwest corner here. Whereas 4 AM, they understood that, you know what, our compound is a tactical position to gatekeep every single one. As soon as 3 circles followed in the hands of 4 AM, look at how evenly spread they are. They are not afraid to spread their wings and just zone as many people as they can, and when the time is needed to clump up, they will do it. And it's proven to be a big force that every single team is suffering in the hands of 4 AM. And when it came down towards the final moments here, it seemed like 4 AM was in a situation where, hey, they are gonna struggle. They need to make a push here. But as soon as they made the small decision of making a smoke wall and rotate past the crosshairs of Futbolist here, they came up on top, and that was insane because